Hey, what's up everybody? Too Tall Toby here, and in today's top secret SolidWorks functionality video, we're going to talk about link to thickness. Now, link to thickness is normally something you would see in sheet metal models. Here you can see I'm working on a plastic model. I've done an extrusion, a couple of fillets, and a shell. And here you can see that if I go into this final sketch here, the sketch of this kind of tombstone shape with a hole in it, and I press S key extrude, look at this over in the property manager, link to thickness. Link to thickness in the property manager for a plastic part. That's kind of unusual. So I can hit the green check mark, and now that extrusion is going to be the same depth as the wall thickness of the shell. And so some other places that we could use this would be to select this face here, begin a sketch a circle. Let's say we make that circle at 25 millimeters, S key extrude cut, and look at this, link to thickness. So now the depth of that cut extrude is going to always be the same as the wall thickness of the shell. That's pretty useful. Now, we could also do that over here. You know, you might say if you're making that hole on the bottom, why not just make it through all? But if you're making that hole over here on the side, you can start to see where that would be a little bit more valuable. And we could even use this if we were creating additional extrusions, like maybe if we were creating some type of a rib or a brace in the middle of the part, and we didn't want to do it using the traditional rib command, we could select this face, begin a sketch, launch the intersection curve command, and then pick these faces here. What this will do is where those faces are intersecting with that plane, I get these new sketch lines here, and then you can see that I can just drag this endpoint down a little bit, drag this endpoint over, and then S key line and create a line here. And now when I go to extrude this, I can say I want this to be right mouse button mid plane, and I can also say I want it to be link to thickness over here in the property manager. So what's so cool about this functionality is now I could go back and double click on the shell, and I could say I want to change that to 4 millimeters and rebuild, and everything updates to 4 millimeters. Or I could double click on this lug here, and I could take this depth thickness here, and I could change that to 8 and rebuild, and everything updates to 8. The shell updates, the lug, the cut extrudes all update to 8. The rib here in the middle that I created, or I could go to that rib, double click on that 8, change it to 2, rebuild, and everything updates to 2. So this is some really cool functionality. This has been in the software for a long time. It's always kind of been on the down low, and I thought I would just make a video today and talk a little bit about how you can set this up and why it works, kind of where it came from and why it works. This is definitely going to be more of a riffing type video. I'm just going to kind of let the camera run, talk to the camera, and talk to you about this functionality. And so if you like that style of video, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know down in the comments what you learned from this video as we're going through it. And this video does kind of have to do with sheet metal. If you've been watching my videos lately, you know that I've been talking a lot about sheet metal because we are teaching a brand new sheet metal fundamentals training class. It's a live class over 2 days with me, so you get to ask me a bunch of questions throughout that training class. And if you've ever been interested in learning sheet metal, and if you like my style of teaching, this would be a perfect class to sign up for. I'll include all the details down below in the description if you're interested in signing up for that training. But full disclosure, in that training, we are not going to talk about this functionality of adding link to thickness to a plastic part, unless one of the students asks me about it. I mean, that's the cool thing about live training is that the students can ask me whatever they want, and I'm always happy to kind of deviate from the training plan. So why does this functionality work, and kind of what are the differences between doing link to thickness here, link to thickness in sheet metal, and just using a global variable called thickness? Well, let's talk about the difference between global variables and linked dimensions. They function very similarly, but they're set up a little bit differently. So I'm going to choose new here. I'm going to make a new part in millimeters, and I'm going to choose to jump into the command tools equations. And from tools equations, I can create a global variable. So I'm going to call this rect height, and I'm going to make this rectangular height distance of 69 millimeters. All right, so now I've got a global variable, tools, equations, global variables. Now, I made a video about global variables a few weeks ago. I'll include a link to that video up there in the corner. You can watch that video as well if you want to learn more about global variables. But basically, that's it. You go tools, equations, global variable, you create a name, and you create a value. And once we have that global variable set up, we could go into front plane, begin a sketch, S key, rectangle, create a rectangle here, and then we could create a dimension on this rectangle, and we could say equals down arrow, over arrow, rect height. the rectangular height value. So now I've established a global variable. And what's cool about global variables is that we can always manage all of our global variables over here. This is something that we talk about a lot in the CSWP preparation training class as well, because this really helps you in the first part of your CSWP exam. I'll include a link down below if you're interested in taking CSWP prep as well. So if I go in here to my equations folder, I can right mouse button and say manage equations, and then I could change this value here. And there's an option down at the bottom that says automatic rebuild. So I'm going to turn that option on, and I'm going to change this from 69 to 99. So 99, enter. And then you see that the sketch updated. I'm going to change it from 99 to 25, enter. And now we see that the sketch updated again. And you can also go into your sketch, or if you use that sketch for a feature, let's say I use that sketch to create a feature, you can also go into that sketch or that feature dimension. You could double click here. Currently, it's linked to a global variable, which is set to 25. I could change that back to 66 and press enter, enter, and then rebuild. And then if we go back and we look at our global variable, we can see that that changed the value in the global variable. So you can kind of go both directions. In the old days, you could only go one direction. You had to change it here in the equations manager. But now you can kind of go both directions. You can change it out in the model, and then it back feeds into the global variable, or you can change it in the global variable, and then it feeds back out into the model. And of course, we could create additional features that are linked to that same global variable. So I could select this face here, begin a sketch. I could sketch a circle here like so, S key extrude, and then in the extrusion depth here, I could say equals, down arrow, over arrow, rectangular height, enter, enter, enter. And now we see that this is also linked to that same value. So if I was to change the value here, 66, let's make that 33, enter, enter, rebuild. We see that both of the extrusions update, both the sketch dimension and the feature dimension both update because they're both linked back to that global variable. Now, this is a little bit different from what's called a linked value. And the main difference is really in the way that you set it up. Other than that, the differences have kind of converged over the years, are kind of similar. There still are subtle differences in the hierarchy of the way the equations are solved. And when you get into things like setting up stacked equations, where in the global variables, you have like the second variable equals rectangular height times 2, you can kind of get into a little bit more nuance there as far as the differences go. But let's just say for today's video that the difference between linked dimensions and global variables is purely in the setup. And what I mean by that is if we go into a new model, let's go into a new model here, and we're going to create a new model here called aluminum, using aluminum and using millimeters. And then we're going to go front plane, begin a sketch, S key, create a rectangle here. We'll put some dimensions on this rectangle, 66 by 112. And then what we could do is we could right mouse button on this dimension, 66. And from the right mouse button, we can choose link values. So when we did the global variable, what we ended up doing was going into tools equations and creating the global variable. For this one, we're just going to go link values. So right mouse button on a dimension, link values, and then we give this dimension a name. So I'm going to give this dimension a name, and it's going to be rect height. Now, what I want you to notice here is that once we create a linked value, our equations folder shows up over here in the tree. And if we go into that equations folder, if I right mouse button and say manage equations, we can see that we now have an equation in here for a linked dimension value, rect height. Now, at this point, we could also, just for the sake of comparing and contrasting, we could create a global variable. Let's call this rect width, the rectangle width, and we'll type in 112 here for that rectangle width. And so now you can kind of see a comparison, a compare and contrast here. Global variable shows up with the little quotation marks at the start and the end of the name, global variable there, versus a linked dimension, which shows up with this kind of piece of chain, two chain links that are hooked together there. So you have this like chain link here, and then this chain link here. You have this, that's the indicator of a linked dimension. So if we hit OK here, and then we go back into that sketch, let's take this dimension here, double click, equals, down arrow, over arrow, rect width, enter, enter, enter. Now we have our linked dimension and we have our global variable. If we change either one of these here, so change this to 120, enter, enter, change this to 75, enter, enter. And then if we go back into the equations folder, we can see that both of those changes fed through. So the 120 updated and the 75 updated. So they're very similar. It's really just the way that you set them up that is different. And so now what we could do is we could take this sketch 1 1, S key extrude, and we could extrude that out to a depth of 25, enter, enter. And then what we could do is we could start a new sketch here. So I'm going to create a new sketch here, begin a sketch on this face. I'm going to create a rectangle that's going to be a little bit shorter here. Let's make it like this. And then I'm going to put a dimension on here. This dimension is going to go right here like so. And then I'm going to right mouse button on that dimension. And from the right mouse button, I'm going to say link values. And when I say link values here, I'm going to say I want to link that to the rectangular height. So link values, okay. And so now we see that that's also a linked value. And once again, we can change that dimension in either location. So we could bring this out to 5 millimeters. And then if we were to change the dimension here from 75 to 66, it's going to change it in both spots. If we were to change the dimension here from 66 to 99, it's going to change it in both spots. So that's the idea of setting up a linked dimension. What you do is you create a dimension, create a sketch, create a feature, whatever it is you're doing, create some type of a dimension, right mouse button on that dimension, and then say link values. And this can be really helpful for things like common hole diameter. So this could be like common hole diameter, and now it's a linked value. And so what that means is that then if I make a different sketch over here on this surface, I could create another hole, another diameter hole here, right mouse button, link values, and I could say this is going to also use the common hole diameter. So we say okay, and there we go. Now, one difference that you may have noticed is that if I go over to the equations folder and I say manage equations, I can't change the value of that common hole diameter. I can only really change that by going into the sketch and then changing the value in the sketch itself. I can't really change it here in the manage equations box. So, that might be a plus for the global variable. It makes it a little easier to manage it. Linked dimensions have been there for a long time. Both these functions have been there and have kind of evolved over time. So now let's talk about sheet metal. So I'm going to go new. I'm going to make a new part here in millimeters, plain carbon steel millimeters. And I'm going to go front plane, begin a sketch, orient my view. And I'm going to sketch a rectangle here, center point rectangle, 60 by 120. And then I'm going to make this top edge here for construction. And now I'm going to turn this rectangle, this three-legged rectangle into a sheet metal base flange tab. So sheet metal base flange tab, and we bring this out here to whatever depth. The rest of these parameters don't really matter for what I'm showing you, so I'm just going to bring this out to kind of a random depth here. You'll notice that I do assign a sheet metal wall thickness here. So sheet metal parameter wall thickness is 5 millimeters. So I'm going to hit the green check mark, and oh, something interesting just happened. All of a sudden, we ended up with an equations folder in our tree. And if we expand that equations folder, we see that a new value has been created here. Looks almost like a global variable, right? It's got the globe there. But if we right mouse button and say manage equations, what do we see? We see that a linked value, a linked dimension has been created, and that linked dimension is called thickness. And now, if we hit OK and we want to create a cut extrude through this wall only, we can select this face, begin a sketch, we can sketch a circle, and once we go to sketch that circle, we can choose S key extrude cut, and then you'll see that over here, there is a check mark option, a very special sheet metal only, right? Sheet metal only check mark option that says link to thickness. Link to thickness, and what that does is it makes sure that cut extrude only goes through that wall and it doesn't blast through the whole model. Well, one day, I was working in SolidWorks and I noticed that sheet metal had this linked dimension associated with it, and I noticed that the linked dimension was called exactly thickness. And I said to myself, I wonder if maybe that specific syntax, thickness, is related to us seeing that option for link to thickness in the property manager for the extrude commands. And as you know from the beginning of this video, my hunch was correct. And so what this means is that if we begin a new model, let's begin a new model here in plastic, ABS, MMGS, top plane, begin a sketch, orient our view, and then we go and create a center point rectangle. Let's make this 70 by 180, and then we go S key extrude, and we're going to bring this up to a height of 25 millimeters. And now let's add a couple of fillets to this thing. So fillet, we'll make this fillet 18 millimeters, and we will pick this edge here and all three of the other edges. And then let's put one more fillet across the bottom just for making this thing look cool. We'll make this 9 millimeters right here across the bottom. And now let's finish up here by adding a shell. So S key shell, and we'll make the shell wall thickness of 5 millimeters. So now what we could do is we could pick this face here. We could begin a sketch a rectangle, choose extrude. And when we choose extrude, no link to thickness. Where's the link to thickness? It's not there. It's missing, right? Well, what have we not done? We have not actually gone in and created a linked value. So let's exit that sketch. And now let's go to our shell. So you'll notice that I've got Instant 3D turned off. So that's why I'm double clicking to bring this up. If Instant 3D is turned on, you'll just single click to bring up this dimension. Either way, you're going to right click on this blue feature dimension for shell. And this works with feature dimensions and sketch dimensions. You're going to right click on this blue feature dimension and you're going to choose link values. And now what are we going to call this? Are we going to call it rectangular height? Are we going to call it common hole diameter? No, we're going to call it thickness. Thickness, thickness. And I always put a capital T. I don't know if it actually matters if you put a capital T, but I always do because I noticed that that's how link to thickness was spelled, and how when you make it in sheet metal and you let sheet metal create the variable, like if we look back here at the sheet metal part, if you look at the linked variable here, this is also spelled with a capital T. So I just matched the syntax perfectly for what SolidWorks automatically does. So we're going to go here to this shell dimension, right mouse button. We're going to say link values, and we're going to call this link thickness, thickness, thickness exactly. And we're going to say okay. And now let's go back to that sketch of the rectangle that we created, and S key, extrude. And now look at this, link to thickness is now available in our regular solid boss extrude, non-sheet metal boss extrude. So link to thickness, reverse direction, boom. Now we've got a nice tab on there. Let's create a cut extrude on this thing, S key extrude cut, and we're going to turn that into a cut extrude with link to thickness turned on, boom. And you guys know where it goes from here. You saw the beginning of the video. So that is where we are going to end this ultra secret SolidWorks functionality. Like I said, this is kind of a different video. I'm just kind of riffing with the camera, not doing too much post editing. So let me know down in the comments if you like this style of video. Let me know if you can think of some other uses for this thing. Of course, there's lots of places where we could use link dimensions, but that option for having that link to thickness show up in this solid extrusion box, pretty cool that we can do that in SolidWorks, and not a very well-known bit of functionality. So like I said, let me know down in the comments what you thought about this video. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. If you like my style of teaching, visit us at tootalltoby.com/training, and I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.